Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Homan, Mowat, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at theGrandSlamOfCurling.com. Let's rock!
Hey, curling fans, I'm standing here in front of Sheet Stew here at the High Park Club, and I just want to let you know that I'm so excited to sponsor the sport of curling, to help curling out. So you can go to stewcurls.com, see all my events, see the Stew Sell series, but you know what? I also sell real estate as well. So you need to buy a house, list a house, condo, rental, business. Look.
Hey, we made it for first rock.
I know.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah. So here we are. Welcome. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Saville.
Let me just get my bearings here and I'll do a proper intro.
Oh, okay. So we're going to be not going yet. Okay. That's fine.
All right, we've got on ice volume. We've got my beautiful voice. I think it's time to welcome everybody.
Okay, let's try that again. Good morning and
to the Saville Center.
To the 2025 Saville Grand Prix Men's Spiel, coming to you live from the amazing Saville Community Sports Center here in Edmonton on the University of Alberta campus. My name's Jim Nix. I'm joined by Rory McCusker this morning, and we're going to bring you this one between who have we got? We've got Yamaguchi of Sapporo, Japan, and James Craik of Scotland. So an international affair this morning. Morning, Rory. Well, not hearing Rory, but we will get him here eventually. Just underway, first draw of the Bonspiel. Apologize for a little lack of prep on this one. I had picked the wrong game. I clicked the wrong room, and as a result, I'm just getting together here as to who's on what team here. So it's about the third time I think we've been at the Saville Center this year. It's an amazing facility, 10 sheets of ice, really, really good curling ice, lots of speed, lots of curl, and everybody enjoys being here. I think it's not quite year-round maybe, but it's pretty close to year-round facility. An intern come around here for Yamaguchi. Craik now will try to follow that down. Very nice spot. Craik without hammer here in the first end. He did have practice and a draw to the button to determine hammer. And Yamaguchi picked that up. Craik been knocking on the door in Scotland, but it's a tough spot to come out of with a couple of really, really good teams. Probably 3 really, really good teams. They're probably ranked, I imagine, 4th on the list of teams out of Scotland, and they're pretty darn good. They played in a lot of slams. It's just hard to break them. Mowat and Ross White, and kind of combo at the top, and Cameron Bryce as well out of there. So it's just it's a battle. They may not have many more teams than that, but they certainly have good ones at the top end for sure. Open it up a little bit here for Yamaguchi after another straw by the Craik squad. Open up, like to roll to the corner. He gets it over there pretty good on one of those tweeners. Craig's got shot rock. He indicates shot rock, I think, or maybe not. Maybe he's just indicating which rock he'd like to guard. So he will try to guard the red rock, the one that could cause him the grief. This is one of those ends that starts with these rocks and it very well might work its way towards a blank end here very quickly. Hard to get this over and need to get just about to the center line, and looks like they'll be in a good spot. Yamaguchi probably going to have to run that again, although it is over curling somewhat. He may make a play on the back one. Nope, going to run the front, try to run it right back in. Trying to make contact with the rocks in the rings. And he won't do that. He'll lead the guard, so not a good result for the Yamaguchi squad.
Hey, Jim, do you have Rory?
No, I don't. I'm just trying to figure that out. I don't have anybody.
Well, you heard me say that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I heard you say that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You have video, Jim?
I do, yeah. I'm
Okay.
talking way through here. I just didn't know if anybody was actually getting it or not.
I gotcha. Well, I'm here, you're here. I'm seeing our voice bounce the levels up and down. I think we're good.
Okay, sounds fine. I was just saying I had the wrong room in my, for some reason, looked at the wrong room. So I had totally wrong teams that I sort of did a little prep on. So I'm trying to figure it out as I go here.
The Curling Stadium audience, this is one of the costs of free curling on YouTube. We need a few games to figure it out ourselves, don't we, Jim?
Yeah, it's sometimes a little difficult, and you guys on your side, on the production side, and you do both, but on the production side, do a great job with working us through it, because a couple of our guys have a pretty good handle on that kind of stuff, and some of us, like myself, really have no idea and most of the time can't figure out anything other than just how to talk. So hopefully we do that okay.
That's all you're paid to do, Jim. Yeah. So that's all right.
Yeah. So get a little bit of a messy first stand here, Roy. It thought it might open up, but it hasn't opened up yet. And Gucci looking to move a little bit around here. He does have hammer here in the first end. Yeah,
it was 3 perfectly made freezes in a row to start the end off. So there's 2 guards up front. Someone was light, so there's an overlap, and then 3 rocks perfectly frozen. So when that happens, it takes a while to move things around.
Pretty good shot.
I'm not sure that's.
Yamaguchi.
He made it really good. I'm not sure it's that good though.
No, I don't know either.
So I was just telling the audience, Jim, my mother and I last year at the Grand Slam of Curling, we were talking with James Craik, and we kind of figured out that there's a common ancestor, maybe a second cousin type deal between James and I. We have common family in the Edson region of Scotland. So This is my cousin James, my good old cousin.
It's kind of an interesting team. Like I was talking when I was talking through there, and like I said, I don't know who was getting what, but I was saying that this team is it's a tough challenge for them coming out of Scotland, because even though there might not be 100 teams, the teams at the top out there are really darn good, and they just haven't been trouble breaking through. They've been around a lot for the last 3-4 years, playing some slams. They played in New Glasgow when we held the last slam, and actually it was interesting because we'll watch this come in first. A really good looking shot. If he curls enough, quite get there, but I'll tell you what, it's not a real good situation for Yamaguchi either here. He's got some red ones in there pretty good against him. Hammer's going to have to work magic to make anything more than a single point here. But James Craik, they traveled over here, and what they did, and they probably did it in other areas as well, is they offered up their cottage in Scotland as a house trade, and our one of our chairs on our committee said, well, we'll do that. So they went to Scotland for a couple of weeks, actually hung out with James and his family and at the cottage, and in the meantime he moved. Dave Hawley's his name. He moved out of his house and James' team moved in. Kind of a neat idea.
Wow.
Yeah. So looking
that's
at
excellent.
Yellow back. What's that?
No, that's excellent. That's a great story.
Yeah. Ooh, just missed a sweep call on that a little bit. I think should have been on a little bit sooner. Might have been down a little bit from what he thought for weight.
Yeah, some first end freshness there is what I would say.
Yeah. Yamaguchi does throw third stones on this team. Rico Yanagisawa throws skips rocks.
Yeah, it used to be Riku skipping, and there was not too much wrong with that, but Yama is the more experienced skip. He's a junior player, more kind of like internationally experienced, I would say. So they made that switch last year, and I think it's a good thing. I think Riku would sometimes get a little stuck on third and skip stones. He'd kind of, I'd see him like, just couldn't really come to a call, and the team would always have to kind of skate down anyways. So I think to keep things flowing and to keep Yanagisawa's mind a little more clear, to throw his 7 and 8 stone, which he's a very pure rock thrower, especially hits. Riku Yanagisawa, really straight big weight thrower. So I think it's just one of those things where to keep him more sharp and skilled at that, they put Yama in the house, and it's been working out for him.
Okay. So I think James Craik is probably just playing a straight guard here.
I believe we've got the hammers wrong here.
Oh,
No. My fault. All good. Geez, now I want a cabin in Scotland. Go golfing for a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, it might work. They get a bonus really going your way, you might be able to work a deal. This is going to work out. Just about going to curl too much, but it should be okay. A little rub helped him. Yamaguchi's still trying to figure out how to... I guess I'm not quite sure who shot rock here. I thought yellow was at first, but I'm not positive. It would seem like if it... Yeah.
Take a look there. leaning red, but
Yeah, it might be red by a smidge, yeah.
not sure.
Trying to figure it out by the shot call, and that's not really going to probably help us too much. I don't know.
Yeah. No matter whose shot, Yamaguchi is not happy with what's going on there.
It's going to get rid of some stuff, but I don't know how much good it's really going to do him at the end of the day.
Yeah, you remember when I said that Karuizawa was a really good big weight thrower?
Yeah.
That was an absolute bomb, and get used to seeing that. He has that power, and it's accurate. It's got lots of rotation, and rocks go flying when that guy's in the hack.
Well, that would explain why you play that shot, because that shot to me was just a little bit scary. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to give up a steal, but man, I'm only just a little bit of a shot away from looking at 3 on my last one here, and I don't know if I want to do that either. So a chance here to make this really tough for Yamaguchi to score. But you got to be a little careful with it.
Yeah, where's the perfect spot for James to put this one?
Well, I'm thinking ideally if you could just move your yellow just a little bit and still kind of overlap the 2 yellows a little, but I think the in-turn is going to be easier for Yamaguchi to get at and make something out of. I'm not sure it's there on the out-turn. If he's trying to move a rock, but I don't know. I think he's stuck with 1 here. I think he's going to be giving up 1 at the end of the day. It's a little on the light side, but
yeah, it's one of those ones where Team Craik decided they're playing for a force, and they're happy with whoever's shot in there as long as it doesn't change. Steal, force, it's all good to them.
yeah, this is pretty tough. These guys look like it's not that hard, but it looks pretty hard to me here to come out of this with a good situation. I think you got to be a little careful here, Rory. I don't know. It looks like things may not hit the right way for you here, and you could find yourself worse than just a 1 if you get too aggressive.
Yeah, if that yellow leaves the rings, then there's 2 or 3 reds that'll count. It's a tough one. So I think they're just trying to go red, little tap.
Yeah.
Move both red stones, and that should be enough to count the yellow. So that tells me it's probably red shot at the top of the button.
Yeah.
I think they're giving up on this one. Just that first end bite, the ice still has a lot of fresh pebble. It's tough to guess weight in the first end like that.
Yeah, especially if you get off that practice path. So after 1 end of play here, Team Craik with a steal and 1 in the first end. We'll take a 1-0 lead to end 2. We'll be back right after this.
We are here at the RBC Bloor West Village branch, and I'm here with 2 of their best mortgage brokers, Keith Joel and Dave Thompson. RBC has been an amazing sponsor of my curling season for about 10 years. And Keith, why is it so important to be involved in the community and sponsor youth sports?
First of all, Stuart, it's been a fantastic 10 years. I'm so happy to be involved, and so is RBC. We enjoy being out there, meeting all the curlers, and having a lot of fun along the way. So thanks for that.
I just want to say I'm with you. I'm a big supporter of the community, and I just want to let everyone know all my mortgages with RBC, all my accounts with RBC. It's an amazing bank. These are great mortgage brokers. So look, go to rbc.com and come into the Bloor West Village branch and visit these great guys.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Hey, all you curling fans sitting at home watching the Stu Sells Toronto Tankard here at StuCurls.com. Look, High Park's just down the road. We're here in the Junction. If you bring the map card with you, come to Caribou Gifts and start your Christmas shopping early and get some great gifts for the family.
So back for end number 2. We're at the Saville Community Sports Center here in Edmonton for the Saville Grand Prix men's side of things. We have 20 teams playing for the championship here, and although they haven't posted a score yet, that's an interesting picture. Posted a score yet. We do know that Craik stole one in the first end. Lead stones Rory McNair for James Craik.
Holy crap. What did I do?
I don't know, we had that picture a second ago too for a second, but it looks like the portrait part. If you're taking a picture, it would be a portrait, but...
What the heck is that? Okay.
Oh, it's gone.
Looked like we were broadcasting from Venus for a second there, but...
Yeah, just had a little 10% power outage or something. Anyway.
Oh, what's...
So after a lot of rocks were playing that first end, Rory, we ended up with just a single point. You see that quite often, actually, but when you get a lot of rocks around, quite often it ends up just being a single.
That is true. When a lot of shots are made, it ends up being a single. Yeah. That's for sure. Pretty strong start for both teams. Can't expect Yamaguchi to miss that many run backs for the rest of the game. They are a very good run back, up and down, north-south kind of team. Really nice freeze there.
Yeah, nice draw there for Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi.
He's a very exciting player out of the Japanese program. Kind of came on the scene 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, is known as a hitting second. Deals with guards very well, but yeah, is refining all sorts of parts of his game, getting a lot of international experience as well. Yeah, look out for him.
Second stone, Jake McDonald. Now that's a seriously Scottish name. I'm in Scottish country down where I live here. It's pretty much originally was a Scottish ship that landed here with the original persons coming over. So ship Hector. So it's very much a lot of McDonald's down here and a lot of McDonald's too. And you better get it right when you say it. One's Scottish, one's English, and they don't really like to be mixed up. I learned that. It took me a few years, but I learned that.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, just looking at this. Probably going to open this up, I think, but trying to decide here.
Yeah, I think we're about to see some of that big weight. There's definitely a way for 3 reds to move and 2 yellows to stay.
So Satoshi Koizumi, I'm not quite sure how to say that one. I'll have to look that up. Showing just a kind of just soft takeout weight or takeout weight.
What's with that? I guess they want to leave their shooter.
Yeah, I'm thinking
up front
somewhere.
They were going for the yellow red. I'm confused, Jim.
Yeah. Not totally sure either. I thought maybe he was trying to go, I don't know why you would try to go red, actually, I thought maybe, but...
There wasn't enough weight for that. And
no, I know.
Once they're on the guard, the sweepings gave up. They weren't trying to go yellow, red, yellow. Couldn't have done that.
That wouldn't make any sense. Especially with that weight, you're just going to leave it all there guarded, and it's not going to be you. So it might have confused James Craik a little bit too. He was probably not what he was thinking he was going to end up playing here a minute ago. We always said, try to plan a little bit ahead in your mind as to where it's going to go, but not sure he would have expected him to play that particular shot. But anyway, Craik looking at throwing up a guard again. Figured it worked pretty good the first end. Give it another go this end. McDonald with his second here in the second end.
Definitely don't want this too deep. Kind of higher the better.
Yeah.
It's going to be an okay angle for him, but those are easy to hit and rearrange now. Not sure they quite have the angle to get the red going again. You'd have to get the top one pretty thin. And Yama, you can see by his calls, he wants to try and score here. He's not trying to blank the second end.
No. This could be here. I'm not sure if he's even trying to make that, but yeah, right. Difficult, but it's possibly there, especially with the weight that this guy can throw.
Yeah, it's not crazy weight, just like an up hit weight.
Yeah, get the double. He won't be unhappy with that. That's probably what plan A was anyway, so.
Yeah, it leaves the tight guard. That seemed to be part of the plan.
Yeah. I have to pay attention here for the next few games. I have to do a presentation to the junior camp on Sunday on strategy, so I got to try to learn something over the next 2 days. Always interesting doing strategy talks with different levels of curlers because it's so different.
Yeah, very true.
And they all watch TV and they all figure they can throw all those shots, and they just can't. But anyway, we'll have some fun with it. So Craik looking to hit here. Get rid of probably both yellow stones. And leave his red and maybe even the shooter, possibly. We'll see. Third stone, Fraser Swanston. This might not curl quite enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, not the best throw, I don't think. I think he got a little wide on it, and that combined with the weight just took away the double, which was not very difficult, to be honest. Just a pretty much straight nose hit double.
Absolutely. I'm confused at the weight choice there. I think if you're going to play that shot, you have to keep your shooter in a not just in the rings, like in a good spot. So
yeah.
To me, Jim, I think he just made a shot for the opponent there. Going to be 3 yellows in play, 2 of them in the rings at the end of this one. It's a pretty basic hit and stick or hit and roll. Yamaguchi, he's going back to the old hairstyle. I saw a picture of him in junior at the Kelowna Curling Club when I was there last year. He had the exact same blonde streak in his hair. Really fun guy. Yama used to do commentary for us in Japanese on Curling Zone streams. We just kind of send a clean feed to him, and he'd do a Japanese commentary. He'd always dressed up. He would put his mic inside of a rubber chicken. Would always have super fun backgrounds. Just a really, really fun guy. Loves the game of curling, and yeah, he'd give up all his time and energy for the sport. So very, very I admire Yama very much.
And a nice shot there, just hit and roll over to the 12-foot area. Quick thanks to Rory McNair, actually, who was not playing in this game, even though we said he was. Francesco De Sana is actually playing in Rory's place. And he sent us a note on the chat to let us know that. So thanks, Rory.
Yep.
Trying to get a roll, not going to make it all the way over. Good try.
The one good thing you got going for Craik is you can see all of that top yellow. So there's going to be a double in play if Yama kind of stays in the forefoot at all. He's going to have to keep rolling that to the wing. Try and maintain the deuce. But, you know, if the basic shots are made, this is going to be 2 points for Yamaguchi. So James Craik's going to need either a double or a really nice long hit and roll.
Yeah.
Well, there, speeding through this game, Jim, just getting in the hack and throwing before I can even switch the camera, which we like to see.
Yes,
Pace of play. We do like that.
very often, so it's nice, yeah. So trying to roll a little bit to the wings here. I'm trying to make sure he doesn't roll out. And he won't. Very nicely done. Not that easy to roll only towards the outside, and you only want to roll 2 feet, not 3 feet sort of thing.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a skill that's been really refined in curling is the down weight hits. It's a skill out of necessity. I mean, the rocks are so much more lively than they used to be. The ice is so much keener. You know, making hit and rolls with normal weight got tougher and tougher as the game changed. So it's a necessary skill now, throwing down weight hits, controlling them with sweeping. And that's how you're going to gain your positioning in the rings now.
James Craik with his final rock here. Or not final rock, I guess. He's got first of 2 rocks here in the second end.
That European kind of broom slide, the way they hold their broom with the brush facing forward, kind of wrapping around the sliding knee. Looks a lot like Nicodine, actually, James Craig's slide.
He'll stay out here in the 12-foot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Not shot rock, so now Yama gets to put this one wherever he wants. And I think the best spot is out on that wing.
Yeah. I think if you make it really good, he's probably just going to hit the one on the 8-foot there, and probably may not end up with shot rock, but I don't think he'll go after the roll. So at the very least, you'll have a very easy shot for 2. Got to make sure you're number 2 here. He's got a lot of room to work with. He's got 8 or 9 feet to draw to, but you don't want to miss this one, that's for sure. The guys are going hard right out of the gate. I let up now a little bit, so it must be close. Very nice draw for second end here for Yamaguchi. Craig's looking to maybe make the double and roll. It did curl far enough, the yellow went far enough that it made this shot still possible. Gotta make sure you hit enough of this one. You don't want to over curl this a little bit and leave it there. Looks like he's going to be throwing really solid weight. Ooh.
Oh yeah, bit of a speed wobble.
And you gotta stay on it. It's gotta go. Oh, he's got a ton of weight. Nicely done. Good recovery and managed to make it. He could have hit a little bit thinner and would have maybe made the other shot, but that much weight, I don't know if that was really going to be in play very much anyway. So chance for 2 here in the second end for Yamaguchi. 4th thrower is Yanagisawa. Riku and Yanagisawa, if I've got that right, or you can tell me if that's not right, but
I think that's correct.
Oh, good. Nice, pretty smooth. Everybody's smooth these days, but still pretty smooth. Trying to make it move a little bit. And this looks fine. Nice throw. And a nice 2-ender here for Yamaguchi in the second end. They'll take a 2-1 lead as we go to the third end here at the Saville Grand Prix.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Shut down probably for the year. We're back after 2 ends of play. Yamaguchi from Sapporo, Japan, leading James Craik out of Scotland 2-1. And lots of rocks in play the last couple of ends, and a nice deuce by Yamaguchi in the last end. Didn't have to work too hard for it, but good job.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where about halfway through the end, both teams kind of just conceded the fact that Yama was going to get 2, and they just sort of played it that way.
Yeah, barring a complete miss somewhere, it's definitely. Oh, very nice draw here. Leadstone Takura Yamamoto.
Having some trouble with the scoreboard. It is 2-1. James Craik stole a point in the first end before giving up the deuce in the second.
Well, at least here in the second end, unless you're a complete non-curler, you'll understand the curling scoreboard and you'll recognize the score as being 2-1. Actually, no matter how you read the scoreboard, it's 2-1.
Yep.
So,
we got the baseball style here at the Saville.
Took me a minute.
Which has grown on me. It's grown on me, Jim. I used to be very hardline, no curling, old school style scoreboard only, but now I've decided I don't care that much.
Yeah, I'm with you on that actually, and I think it makes sense. It's there's far more people that would understand. It's going to be much easier to explain this style scoreboard than the curling scoreboard. It for those of us that have curled a long time, it doesn't seem that difficult, but man, some people can never. You can talk to somebody for 15 minutes and can't get them convinced on how to keep scoring a curling scoreboard. So, anyway,
here's the ice maker and club manager argument is you don't have to stock as many numbers in the old kind of bank. Like with the curling style scoreboard, you just need 1 through 8, and that's good. With this style scoreboard, you got to stock a lot of 1s and 2s, and even a few 3s and 4s in there. So, I think that's the main difference. Easier to maintain is the old school style.
So if you're building a $14 million curling club or something like that, you could save $122 by having this style scoreboard. Anyway,
I mean, for a lot of these small town clubs, $144, that's a make or break amount of money.
Listen, I know. Anyway, very nice shot there by the Yamaguchi squad. A little raised takeout on their own stop. James Craik now forced to run this front one back. He could get them all here if he wanted to get them all. Probably would like to keep this rock around, though, so he might not want to completely go for that.
Yeah, some Canadian teams would draw around this, but when you're playing Scottish curlers, they see 2 rocks down the middle with none of theirs behind it. Those things are going away, guaranteed.
Not quite. Good effort from Jack McDonald there. Just need to come up another hair, another inch probably. Not really in much danger yet, like you say. I mean, some teams would go around already, and there's nothing really even, nothing even has the 8 foot yet, so nothing to fear too much yet. Craik's looking around. Not too many 20-team bonspils in the country. You can have everybody play in every draw if you want. 10 sheets of ice would do that for you. So I think he's throwing a guard back up. Not really trying to, not terribly excited about guarding that one in the 12 foot, but would like to be over in that region at least. Give him sort of a staggered guard effect to draw around if he gets the opportunity. Craik probably looking at the same thing again. Same idea. It's just a little thicker. He does have a corner to work with now if he can ever get over there to use it. Pretty much the exact same shot as last time, just this one needed to curl another ½ inch instead of inch. So,
yeah, frustrating.
So another correction. Well, I'll tell you what, we have a sharp group in the chat today. Found out that Team Yamaguchi is not from Sapporo, despite the notes that we have that say different than that. This person, Everlasting, whoever that is, tells me they're from Karuizawa, Karuizawa in Japan. So
yes, that is the curling mecca of Japan.
Those of you making notes, keeping score, you can change that up.
But we do thank the chat for participating like that. We really appreciate it.
This game's bright and early morning, and for those of you overseas, probably not. It's probably more like early evening, or mid-evening. But thank you all for joining, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel here for Curling Stadium. Helps us bring you these events all through the year. We're excited to do it, but it makes it even better if we have lots of people watching and subscribing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Karuizawa for Yamaguchi. And he'll do that. So looking to just try to force Craik to take one here. He's got a long ways to go to make that happen, though, Rory. He's still got 4 stones to go.
Just looking at the curling zone page right now, we've got 3.
Probably only be number 3, but you might be able to bury it in there. Or hit and roll all the way across the house.
Hey, Jim, you got me? Test. Yeah.
So Craik looking for probably trying to make the double here. Get a little roll towards the other. Working hard to hold this, and will he make that? Not quite. Boy, they've had 3 rocks in this end that were only a ½ an inch each away from being perfect. Nothing really wrong with that, but would have been nice if he had been able to make the double. Might have made the double and sat right behind the corner, which would have been even better.
Hey, Jim, you got me? Test. I'm having trouble hearing my partner. Thanks, Matt.
A little bit. He might
got a text from Matty Ring. The audience can hear me. Confirmed.
When we do these
Appreciate that, buddy.
He's a busy dude.
Matt Ring must be scouting his future opponents at his next World Curling Tour
deal with it, so he'll
event.
be back later to do that. So Yamaguchi now playing the out-turn draw, just somewhere in the 8 foot over here. Trying to take a little bit of the corner away, it looks like, which might not really matter, but it's got to curl a long ways. Well done. Chance here, though. You might be able to make the double for sure now and roll in behind that corner, and all of a sudden you sit 2 and 3. If you ever could get a miss out of the Yamaguchi squad, chance to maybe get a multiple score here. Be throwing this with some heat as well. Obviously, throwing it hard enough to back it up a little bit even. The sweepers can probably do that for him. Fraser Swanston third for Team Craik. Throwing a big one. Trying to hold it. Not probably going to get the roll, but he might hang around. And he won't, but he does stay, so sitting number 3, number 4. I think that's going to help a lot, but into skip stones here. Running, doing a little bit of cleaning up here. Might be a little bit of, sometimes you get a little scratch mark from the slider. Sometimes even a little bit of a mark from a broom if you're sliding that area. Just trying to clean it up, make sure nothing happens to this one early. Going after the back one here. This is Karuizawa. Gonna have to work pretty hard. You don't want to touch that front one. No, he's gonna be fine. Nicely done. Yamaguchi squad has really not missed much so far.
Hey, Jim, you got me now?
So, Ray, I don't know if you're hearing me, but I'm not hearing you if you're talking at all. Obviously, you would have figured that out by now. James Craik looking to make a double here. This is a big shot. If you can make this double and never get a rollout on the next one, you might have a chance at 2. And even if you don't get the rollout, you might have an opportunity for 2. So probably like to roll over in the neighborhood of the other yellow rock if you can get there. But at the very least, make sure you hang around. Make sure you make the double and make sure you hang around. This must be close. He's got a little roll. That's about all he could get really for a roll.
It's a great shot from James.
So the Yamaguchi squad will look to roll a little bit to our right as we look at it. Doesn't have to roll very far. The double really, even if he sat right there, it's available, but you probably don't stay if you make it. So I think just a foot would be perfect. Probably enough that he can't really afford to go for that roll, or go for that double rather. Doesn't want to take a chance of going down 3-1.
So right on the nose is perfect.
Out turn hit. Just be nice control weight. Sweeper having a quick look. Going to split time. If you're not familiar, the time from the back line to the hog line can give you a good idea. Usually used on draws, but can give you a good idea where the weight is on any shot. And that's perfect, I think. Very well
no
done.
double. They will not take
James
that on.
Craik probably can't afford to go after the double, so he will have to just hit and stay, take his single point here in the third end. An enjoyable game to watch so far. Hasn't been very many misses, and they're also, the ones we have had have been just marginal and probably half shots, if anything. Of course, they're just discussing the ice a little bit. I think amongst them, they decided that James should take a little tiny bit less. You can't afford to hit this on the outside, and the sweepers can probably hold it for you for a long time on the inside, so. Last rock, third end. It's got to curl. Got to curl a little more. They might not have moved it in far enough, and not a good shot for James Craik, as he will give up a single here. Yamaguchi will take a 3-1 lead after 3 ends of play. Here at the 2025 Saville Grand Prix, brought to you on Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
So we are back here for the start of end number 4. James Craik gave up a steal of 1 in the last end, so Yamaguchi actually leads 3-1 after 3 ends of play here at the Saville Center. Yamaguchi goes to the house, now throwing up a guard. Apologies if you're not getting this clearly. Having a little bit of technical trouble here. So very nice draw and a very nice guard for the Yamaguchi squad. Craik now with a corner guard. Going to look to come down. Corner freeze the rock in the 4-foot. My name's Jim Nix, and I'm here with Rory McCusker. Having trouble finding each other right now, but we will get it figured out. This looks pretty good. Just needs to curl a little bit more. He might come right around everything now if he can. Tuck right in behind the yellow. Not exactly where they're going, but it worked out pretty good. So Craik now with shot rock. Going to be interesting where they go with this one. Coming right around to his zone. The line well done.
Okay. I just booted Jim Nix from the commentary room. We'll see if he can re-enter and that fixes the audio problems. I couldn't take interrupting each other anymore. Hey Jim, you back? You got me?
Jake McDonald looking to clean things up a little bit.
Jim, do you hear me?
Yamaguchi not worried about who shot here.
Oh, little camera freeze. Might have to follow this one the whole way down. Ice has settled in really nice. Fourth end, fully broken down, but still holding up. See, the sweepers are really able to manipulate it with sweeping. Really got a lot of finish out of that one. Kind of a tough look for James here. He knows he needs points. Got to score in the fourth end here. So blowing things up comes at a cost. There's not as much stuff to use. So even though it's your shot stone that might go flying here, it's a decision James thinks he has to make. Oh, just peeling, just single peel. Not sure if that was a missed run back or whether that was the call.
Well, Rory,
Jim and I having trouble hearing each other.
Yeah, I don't know really what happened there. I didn't really touch anything, mostly because I'm usually afraid of touching anything. But, but we didn't have each other, and I don't have a feed on the YouTube on my end either. If that matters, Roy, I don't know if everybody else is getting it. I just have a black screen.
On YouTube or on the video room, Jim?
On YouTube, the link from our, like right from Curling Zone. Anyway,
Like
I'll
our
try to-
commentary room? There's no video in your commentary room?
No, I don't have any video in there, no.
Okay, I do. But now you can hear me.
I can hear you, yep.
Yeah.
And I
That's
can
a bad
see
trade,
everything
though.
nice on the laptop. I just don't have anything coming through on YouTube on the other machine. So anyway, for now, we have Yamaguchi with a couple of rocks in the house, second, third shot, and a guard up. James Craik looking to open things up. I did learn a little bit over the last 10 minutes so from a friend of mine. I mentioned earlier the guy that stayed in Craik's cottage, and I'll give you a little bit of information on this team after that you may or may not know. I didn't know.
So Jim, sorry, like you can see the game on YouTube, but you cannot see it in the commentary room.
No, sorry, I said that probably backwards. I can see it. Just picked his own rock out. I can see it on our normal broadcast.
Gotcha.
I can see it fine, and I can hear you fine. Just when I look at my iPad, which is beside me, I don't have a visual of the game at all. It's just a black screen.
So Jim, can you or can't you see
now.
the game that we're commentating right now?
I can see it everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, don't worry about it. It's first game for us too.
Yeah.
We had to get everything translated. Jerry had a lot of work over the week getting cameras out of the Stu cells in Toronto, getting everything set up for Edmonton here. It's a lot of behind the scenes work. James Gordon, Jerry Gertz, John Benton, Curling Stadium and Stadium Sports Network crew. So it's the first game for us as well. So it takes a little bit to get everything perfect.
Yeah, you don't realize how much it takes even for us to do this. It's a lot more than I would even think. I know last weekend we had as many as 15 games broadcast at the same time, so no surprise there was a bunch to do. So got the guard going up from Yamaguchi after Craik's just managed to take their own rock right off the button, and I would say now is in a bit of trouble for sure.
Yeah, it's a good sign when you're up without hammer and you keep throwing guards. Usually a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're desperately guarding for your life, but this is not one of those.
No. So Fraser Swanson looking to get rid of multiple rocks, and he will. That's a very good shot.
Yeah, that's an end saver right there.
Yeah.
Team Craik needed one of those at some point, and they were kind of running out of rocks, so
they were
big shot.
So what I found out real quick, won't take very long, is that James Craik, this team is a team that was provided to him, really, by Scottish Curling, and it's three guys that he didn't play with last year, but they decided that this is who we would play with this year. So yeah, kind of a interesting story. And the three guys he played with last year now play with Waddell, I think, out of Scotland. So thanks for that info, David.
Yeah. Karuizawa kind of throws it that kind of just turns the back end of the handle at the broom. A lot of the top end players are throwing like that now.
Yeah.
Just kind of pinching the tip of the handle and sort of flicking it at the broom. It looked pretty funny to me the first time I saw it, but there's a lot of guys doing it, so there's got to be something to it.
Yeah, it's interesting how stuff changes over the years. It's just exactly backwards of what we would have taught like 15, 20 years ago for sure. It would have been, stay away from back there. It's kind of get the hand near the hosel and up high and all that kind of stuff. It's totally different nowadays. But Craik with an opportunity. Sorry, Roy.
No, I was just going to...
Craik with a little bit of opportunity here to come around. Go ahead, Roy.
Yeah, they're right? At this point, you're getting forced almost no matter what, so you may as well just try to put one in a good spot. But I was going to say about the handle thing, I think it's ice conditions and the way the rocks curl now has begged that change. And if you don't flick the rock outwards with some kind of outwards momentum, like if you threw the rock just laser beam, boom, straight at the broom, it's going to be curling too much by the time it comes to rest. So the team's trying to combat that by giving it outward momentum, and I think that's where that little tail flick of the handle came from. Yeah, we do have an active chat today. Love that.
Yep.
I was going to say before we got disconnected, Jim, Japanese curling fans have a lot to choose from today. Curling Stadium producing 3 Japanese teams, 2 at the Saville here and 1 at the Autumn Gold Classic. So, blessed with choice.
Yeah, it's not uncommon now to see bonspiels with 3 or 4 teams from Japan or 3 or 4 teams from Korea, particularly on the ladies' side in Korea. Not that uncommon to see that many teams playing in one or, like you say, 2 events. That's pretty neat. Got to work hard here. This is pretty good if they can get it. I guess they don't have to work hard. Don't want to open it up the other side. It's going to overcurl, I think.
That just went crazy, Jim. That was going sideways.
Yeah, too bad. It looked really good until that last, 3 feet or so. Pretty open here. Probably about, probably 2/3 open. Karuizawa has thrown some really nice lightweight hits, and I expect that he won't have too much trouble with this. Good news for Craik, though. If he does have to draw on the next one, he just has to throw the exact same shot. Or same weight, I guess. Probably a little more ice. So the intern hit here for Team Yamaguchi. Working just steady clean, heavy clean, whatever you want to call it. And he will get it right on the nose, probably try to flop a little bit. Nope, just stay right there. So James Craik now will have to just draw a little slightly better than full 8 foot. He'll shoot for the button. It's never a bad thing if you're going to play a shot like this. If you're a young team or something, make that effort to put it on the button without hurting yourself. It's
you're trying to show your skip. You have button weight in the back of your pocket if we ever need it. That's kind of what you're trying to do there.
Exactly. Craik now. Not a difficult shot, but one you definitely need to make at this point in the game with a 3-1 deficit. Try to get this point, be back to 3-2 going into the 4th end break.
Yeah, gotta have this one. Looks fine.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
4th end, usually that's the quickest the ice will get. Coming home, that second time coming home, pretty reliably can let your sweepers drag that one. A little of a camera freeze here. I think he's going to get it, though, Jim.
I think, yeah.
Let's see if our other camera's got anything better. Nope. A little bit of a networking log jam.
Well, should we just go to the break and...
I think we're going to assume he got it.
All right. We will go to the 4th end break here at the Saville Grand Prix. We'll be back right after we run a few commercials for you to view.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
So we're back rather, but the break's still ongoing. Some bonspiels they take a break, some bonspiels they don't. That's when they obviously are. And we just may wait it out here, or we may run another series.
I think I'm going to run another series of ads, Jim.
Sure thing.
Let these guys get back on the ice.
Yep.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
So halfway through opening draw action here at the Saville Grand Prix men's spiel at the Saville Community Sports Center here in Edmonton, Alberta, on the campus of the University of Alberta. We have James Craik versus Yamaguchi. Jim Nix with Rory McCusker bringing you this one. Nice tight score. I don't know for sure that Yamaguchi hasn't controlled this game pretty much so far, Rory, but it is close.
Yeah, it's been down kind of the second stones and into third stones has been advantage Yama for sure. Craik has had the tougher shots. Other than that first end, it has been Team Craik chasing.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, and it continues so far, though, the game moving along at a nice pace, which is great for us and good for you, the viewer, too. It's we are slightly over an hour, but not too much over an hour for four ends, so that's kind of nice. Go ahead.
Real quick, just a beautiful carve sweep to get that kind of light guard onto the center line. So getting that over the hog line and dragging it to the center line was a pretty skilled sweep there.
Well done. Well done. Thinking of something other than sweeping, Roy, just a quick question on the plentiful discussion happening around blank ends these days and what to do about them and how many to have. And I know the Grand Slam coming up is going to try something a little different. Not sure how successful that will be, but what are your thoughts on that?
The blank end rule.
Yeah.
I detest it. I think it's brutal. I don't know. It seems like a gimmick to me. They tried that before, where you could only blank one end in a row, I think is what they did at the end of last year. And all that did was just create like really boring, ugly force scenarios. Like teams would just play it makes the force easier. Like I think what they thought it would do is make teams play hyper aggressive and try to convert a bunch with hammer, but they're forgetting that giving up a steal is the number one thing they're trying to avoid. So that's goal number one in any end, unless you're down 3 or 4 or more.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was very well calculated, because it actually made the ends more boring, Jim. And I think limiting their blanks to 1 blank per game, well, that's just going to make the force ends just that much more boring, I think. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. I wouldn't call that an exciting rule change or development, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I did see a little thing with Dunstone where they were, I think it might have been a podcast or something, where Dunstone, I asked Dunstone about it. Apparently, does he run the Best of the West spiel or something? I don't know. It appeared he did, but where they tried this one time last year, and the one view of it was they weren't unhappy with it, but that's one person. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know what it'll do. It's going to be a bit confusing. It'll take teams a little while to figure it out, but they might figure it out really quickly. And like you say, might just say, well, you know what, we can just counter that by doing this, and it just doesn't really work.
Yeah, asking Dunstone if he likes or doesn't like the blank rule, I don't think that's the best representative. Dunstone is the king of blanks. It's like asking the ice cream truck driver if he thinks vanilla ice cream is good.
Yeah, now it was interesting. I will give him credit, because it was interesting, though, Rory. At least what I saw, the little clip I saw, was he wasn't that way. Like, he was very much in favor of something that would minimize the breaks, or the blanks rather. So
sure,
that was kind of interesting. I would have expected perhaps he'd be the other way too. But again, that was only I probably saw 45 seconds little chat on it or something, and that's all I've seen. So.
Well, when you, if he's being honest, right? Like that's one thing. Like he could, like I could be right, and he blanks a lot of ends, or like they're really good at playing blank ends. But maybe that's why he recognizes that they're too good. Like, for example, there's a curling video game I play on my phone, and it's called Fly or Die Curling. There's a link on the Curling Zone webpage. It's really fun. If anyone wants to play kind of curling video game on their phone, check it out. The link is on the Curling Zone page. Anyways, they have not implemented the no tick rule yet in that game. And I am just wrecking people, ticking their center guards left, right, and center. If I have hammer, I'm ticking the shit out of their guards.
Yeah.
And I'm winning a lot doing that. But it's super cheap. Like, I mean, it's a video game, and I'm making 90% of my ticks. So I keep writing the developer, man, you got to get rid of this tick thing. Like, so I'm the number one perpetrator, but I'm also in favor of them getting rid of it. So it could be a situation like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you can be at whatever level. You can be, using a rule that really works for you, but you still accept the fact that rule shouldn't be there or something, right? So, anyway, we'll see. It's coming up. I don't know. It must be next weekend probably, and we'll have to check out a couple of games and see how it works out. So,
to give some credit, Jim, I do like how the Grand Slams are embracing this culture of like fun, differences, like different rules, different stuff. Like even when the Grand Slam was a Sportsnet property, they experimented with tons of things. I mean, we like the 5 rock rule, right? That was a Grand Slam testing ground thing.
Yeah.
Where for a full season before World Curling adopted 5 rock rule, the Grand Slams were 5 rock rule. And so that was a nice little petri dish, and everyone was able to see, hey, this is creating some really fun ends.
Yeah.
And then it was adopted. There were some misses as well from the Grand Slam. They tried one in Winnipeg where you got 2 points if your rock ended up on the button at the end of the end. That was a bit of a wonky one.
Yeah.
There was more. There was more kind of silly ones that didn't really end up working out. But I think it's a good thing. There should be a best on best trial of these rules.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it was, and I agree too that it was before they changed hands. There were a number of things that they tried that were very, very different, and kudos to the players as well, I suppose, for accepting that, at least publicly accepting that. They may not have sitting in the locker room having a discussion. It might not have been the same, but at least they were publicly supporting the efforts to see what would work and what wouldn't work, because those are the biggest cash events for them in the year. So a lot of them you could understand if they weren't real fussy about trying some new and strange thing, but particularly the best teams, but they seem to be on board with it, at least. I don't know if anybody directly asked them, but they at least they weren't slamming it anywhere, which is a good thing. Speaking of slamming it, Yamaguchi's got to do something with the front end here, and he's going to ask Third Stone, which is himself actually.
Calling his own name.
Yeah, calling his own shot there, yeah. Jeez, they tell you not to call your own shot. But in this case, it's all right. looking to move those rocks in the front. 3-2 lead for Yamaguchi with Hammer playing at end number 5 here. Wants to hit a little thicker than that probably, but pretty good. Craik looking to guard again. Those rocks are probably, they're staggered a little bit, but you know, if you can get to the left-hand side of that with an in-turn, you can drag that into the red one for sure. So you got to be a little careful where you put this guard here. You might miss it if you hit it on the other side, if Yamaguchi were to try to run the yellows from the right-hand side as we look at it. But guard going up here anyway for Craik. He's down 3-2 without Hammer, and he's got a rock on the button. So if he can survive 3 or 4 more shots, he might be able to get out of here with a single.
Yeah, the angles on those yellows, I don't even know if it matters what the score is. You can't really do much with those. I think guard's the only play.
And I'm working hard here. Got to get it over a little more yet. Certainly not lack of effort. Well done.
That's a great distance curl sweep.
That is, yeah.
Really, really good technique.
Yeah, you can see a little red in the face. He put everything he had into that, and you pretty much had to. So Yamaguchi will look to run this. I don't know if this is going to be a straight peel, if he's going to try to run into that pile. I'm thinking he's going to run into that pile. I think if you can run the red almost straight back, you can maybe drag the yellow over and get rid of the back red. So might be giving that a go. Certainly has the ice for that. Not massive weight. Got to curl though a lot if he's going to make any contact with the back one.
No, blows it right by. Sorry, shoot, bad camera work there from me, but
it's all right.
Blows it right by.
So Craik now with just 2 more to come. So far, so good. Yamaguchi doesn't have a lot to work with if he doesn't have a good chance to get there, but he might be able to run the yellow that's on the right as we look at it. It's a long ways, I suppose, but if he ever came to whether or not he could do it, he might be able to run that back in there and score a bunch.
Yeah, I don't know if it's there to stick, but you can see a bit of the red for sure. That overlap on those yellows is troublesome for Yamaguchi. If only they were touching, you'd definitely be able to drag it back. I'm not sure that back yellow touches the red anymore, though, with that if there is a drag effect.
All right. I don't know if we'll get to look at it, but my nickel would be you can do it, so. Not going any higher than that, but I can go to the nickel. So intern guard coming for James Craik. Boys did a good job of getting that last one in the right spot. Got to be careful. This one might over curl. No, he's light enough. He's okay. And should be pretty good. Right about there is perfect. Nicely done. Man, his rock's just that last foot or foot and a half just definitely turned 90 degrees. So worked out okay, but Yamaguchi now asking 4th rock thrower Karuizawa to maybe come down, touch the top yellow, split the top yellow in your shooter, and maybe move the back yellow up a little bit. And if nothing else, you'd certainly open up maybe some other opportunities to get rid of shot rock. Now, James Craik will have something to say about that too, but no, looks like he's going to go with the peel again. And you can see where he's trying to hit it. Just a little bit on the left side. Has to hit it there to get rid of it. To get rid of the double, never mind the back rock. So get rid of all of his own, probably when he's done.
Yeah, it's kind of a risk-free play because, I mean, getting rid of this guard is almost good enough. Just making things move in the house is a bit of a bonus. So free crack.
Yeah. Out-turn peel / run back. It's going to be close to doing what he wanted to do. Is it good enough? Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Got rid of everything.
Even sticks his 2 stones in the side of the 12-foot chip.
Oh, that's
How good is that?
That's almost unfair.
almost good enough.
Yeah,
Making
another
things
look,
move in
yeah.
the house is a bit of a bonus. So free crack.
Nice throw. Yeah. Some weight, easy out of the hand. No turn. Never
Peel.
really a doubt on this
Peel
one. / run back. It's going to be close to
Get
doing
that
what he
drag
wanted
that
to
you're
do. Is it
talking
good
about.
enough? Whoa,
Hits it
no.
just in the perfect spot to send them both right where he wanted to.
That's right. I got a nickel in the bank and we're good. Well, this is a tough call now for Craik. Down 1 already.
Yeah.
And where do you go here? What are you doing here, Roy? Are you going around the center guard? Do you have the nerve to do that, or do you?
Well, it just depends how. Well, he knows this Yamaguchi team is going to make a run back more times than not. So even hiding one behind that yellow guard isn't so good. You're almost setting them up for 3. I think the better play, and I think this is what James is thinking, is let's just try to score a bunch in the 6th. Or we're going to give him. Let's make his shot for 2 slightly difficult, and even if he gets 2, so we'll be down 3 in the 6th end. We'll try to score our 2 or 3 there.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thought process here.
Yeah. You could come around that corner as well, loop it around just what he just said now. And if you could put it in the right spot, you might make the 2 more difficult, but you're probably not going to make the 2 impossible. So if that's the case, you might as well take the little safer route and play the hit and hope to hang around there a little bit, make the takeout a little more delicate and a little touchier for Yamaguchi. James Craik now. Final stone here in the 5th end. Already down 1 without hammer. Let's wait. A little outside push.
Wow, look at that curl.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
Good job by Jake McDonald getting it in there. Yeah, I know. I didn't really like that little release there, and I thought he might have done himself some damage, but it's wide open.
Still not super easy getting all the way out to the wing at this point in the game. You don't really know what it's going to do. It's still pretty fresh out there. Sometimes sheets have a bit of like a dish effect where the further out you go, the harder it curls back in.
Yeah. And you just saw James throw this shot, but at the same time, he threw it maybe a little different than you throw it. He certainly had a little punch out at the end, and I haven't really seen that from Karuizawa. A little bit smoother out of the hand, if you want to call it that. But he's had such nice weight all day that these shots have been very, very easy. Like it's just everyone's been like that, just a little tiny bit of sweeping, and they've got it. So a nice deuce for Yamaguchi here in end number 5, and they will take a 5-2 lead after 5 ends of play here at the Saville Grand Prix, the 2025 Saville Grand Prix at the Saville Curling Center. You're watching on Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break. Makes all that.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
That's why I like watching European, particularly English and sports and whatever, because those guys do. Back for end number 6. James Craik with some work to do now, Rory. It's down 3 playing 6 with hammer, but he's got gonna be tough to claw his way back here.
Yeah, it's down 3, 6th end. At least the writing's on the wall. Everyone knows what's about to happen. So James is going to put the game on the line this end. Do everything he can to score at least 2 points.
Yeah. Yamaguchi going to stay with this play in the center.
Yeah, center-ish.
Interesting call by Craik here. I think I'm
on his first one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Saw some opportunity and decided to double up the guard on that kind of 4-foot line. Pretty interesting. Considered playing the open stone, but knows he has to use this free guard zone. It's a smart move.
Yeah, I was gritting my teeth a little bit there when he looked like he might play the hit there. I thought you can't do that. So we got Francisco de Zana replacing Rory McNair in this game with his second stone here in the 6th end. I don't know if Francisco's playing this whole bonspiel or if it's just a 5-player rotation type thing and they're all here, but probably not, since they wouldn't probably bring 5 players over all the way from Scotland for one event, but they might be playing a couple. So the corner guard up, so he's got a little something to work with. Now you got to figure out how to use them. Yamaguchi looking to play a little bump on the yellow. Although it looks like maybe the ice to go around. He's close. I think he was looking at the bump. Second stone is Takeru Yamamoto. Coming around. Or nope. Going to end up with a little bit of a split type shot. I don't know about that one. That didn't really do a ton for him. Craik looking at a hit and roll behind the corner. He could also hit it pretty close to the nose, leave his rock in a pretty good spot. Probably would have to see Yamaguchi do something with it, which might open up draws.
Those rocks have to move at some point. It's pretty tempting to move them right now, even if it's just a nose tap.
That's what I mean,
yeah. Rocks behind the tee line.
Yeah.
You're going to try to use the corner guard, though, Jim?
Yeah. I think if you hit and stay right there, though, Rory, I think what you just said, I think he'd have to do something with it. Yamaguchi would definitely do something with it, which would open up the opportunity to get behind the corner and the sort of tweener guard. On the next one, maybe a little easier, but he is going to try to get it here, and if he ever gets it here, that's a great shot too. So going to be close, I'll tell you that. Doesn't roll too far. And back in.
It's pretty good.
Really good, yeah.
See that 6-foot roll there.
Yeah, tough one. Tough to get the right weight line combination too. So Yamaguchi will peel the corner now. He'll make a little bit of effort of picking the one off the house, but mainly get rid of the corner.
I got the right guy throwing it. I watched him make run back after run back, and where was that? The Pan Continental last year.
Yeah. This is Koizum, I think. I don't think I gave him credit for the last shot. Probably thought it was too hard to say. No, that's Yamamoto. So I've got these players backwards. Okay. I don't know that you want to go over there with this shot, do you, Roy? I think if you roll over there, aren't you just asking for the opportunity for him to make the double?
Yeah, I think you kind of got one in the bank right now. You might convince him to ignore it. I think if you come around, they'll hit the open one. So if you think you can score 2 or 3 down the middle, down like behind these guards, now might be the time.
Yeah, I like this call. I think this is an opportunity for sure to build something. I know you're flirting around in the 4-foot area, which we don't necessarily love to do when we have hammer, but down 5-2, you don't have the luxury of everything being perfect before you make a move. Jake McDonald now. Sweeper's kind of indicating it might be enough weight or slightly too much weight, possibly. Nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah. It has been a struggle at second here today. He's thrown some really close ones that haven't quite connected, and then there's been some flat misses. Now that stays in the rings, so not dead yet.
No.
Hitting the back one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very interesting.
I'm not really sure why.
My fear, Jim, would be leaving junk back there as a jamstone for one of Craig's later on.
I guess if he plays I don't know. If he plays the one that's hot, the high one, you're not really thinking double or anything like that, and I guess maybe he's a little afraid of hitting it and rolling to a place where Craik can roll off it or something, or I don't know. Or maybe if he rolls over and he ends up behind the tee line, he sets up a better situation for Craik, which he's definitely not going to do with this shot. But you got to know James is going to ignore whatever you do here and come right around, I think. But we'll see. Yamaguchi. Roll a little bit. Going to roll right out, and he will.
I'd say that's better than sticking around back there at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Opens up an opportunity again for Craik to come right around. The only problem here is not even a problem with this call. It's just that he is going to have a hard time bringing the other red one into being first or second shot, I think, because he's got to get rid of the yellow to make that happen. It's not going to be easy. Fraser Swanston now. Third for Craik. To make sure we don't hit any guards. I must say, there hasn't been very many that the sweepers haven't been able to get by on both teams so far today. Like that.
That's a beautiful draw.
That is really nice. Nicely
Perfect
managed.
depth.
Yeah.
And gets enough curl that there's no yellow-red action. So now the risk of kind of setting up a double or leaving James the opportunity to get rid of the yellow in the top 12 is back. And is this draw ice I'm seeing?
I can't believe he would it? I know, I'm thinking that too, but...
Well, here's where the thinking may be coming from. He's hitting that outside one is just going to give Team Craik a free crack at getting into the 4-foot behind those guards again.
Yeah.
So you're going to be facing 2 behind the guards anyway. So, you may as well beat them there. And as long as you're not setting up a double on that yellow, the risk is not that great.
No, true enough. So Yamaguchi once again throwing the third stones. This is second stone in the sixth. Trying to freeze to the red. Tell you what, he's going to be super close if they get it there. Pretty close. Could have been a little bit better. They had an opportunity to make that a little bit better.
Well, that's really lucky, Jim. If they're just a little bit lighter, they're ticking off of that yellow and setting up a crotch double, and then they're in huge trouble. So
yeah,
really nice sweep to even just get it there.
There's a challenge getting rid of this yellow stone if you're looking to get rid of it. I don't know. I don't know that I'm loving this query. I'm not quite sure what you're going to end up with. You might just end up with Yamaguchi having a much easier access to that rock in the 4-foot.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Something's got to move because that yellow-red is very available. So, yeah, the top one. That's what I was thinking. Jeez, it's once again though. It keeps that red on the wing in play. If you can remove this yellow and keep your shooter in play, you'll have three reds in the rings, one lonely yellow.
Yeah, I agree. I just think you're going to open up the yellow-red combination, which is very short and very simple. But we'll see. Swanston. Guy's trying to make this one curl. Ooh, got to go a long way. Got to go a long way. Needs to hit the top one.
Okay. Splits up the yellows. It's not a great result.
No.
The killer on that one, Jim, is your shooter left the rings.
Yeah. Yeah, in some trouble here because now the red's accessible on either side. I just didn't love that shot. I don't know for sure. I thought they might just come right around again. Same thrower. I know you leave the yellow. There's a possibility of them doing something with the yellow, but I don't know. I just didn't see how that was. Even if he made the top one, just the top one and rolled over, and I think it was going to leave that red pretty available. Oh. Cameras are on pause.
Yeah, it happens every now and then. Oh, we still got one.
I do.
Well, we're about to find out what they're doing. I think it's that short run back down the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going with the intern. Going around the guard. Playing the slightly tougher one, actually, for the better result.
So curling pretty good.
Yes, it is. And bam, it will get rid, but oh, may have set up a thin double. Pretty.
Oh, definitely there. No gimme, but definitely there. Probably has to play that actually now. I don't know if you can wait one more shot. Give this a go, and if you don't make it, make sure you're a little at least thick and maybe hang around there somewhere and still have a whack at it on the next shot. That might be hard to do because this is a relatively thin double. Could be perfect, though, if you make it, and you're probably at a point where you just need to make something perfect. The only other shot that it would be there that I think would be that out turn, come around and give up on bringing the red one into play on the wings there. Come right around and either remove the yellow or sit on the yellow. Hope to get a shot at it the next shot, but he is going to go with the double. Probably the the better call right now, I think. Some may disagree, and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could freeze on the top yellow, and then you have two ways of getting at it and getting your two.
Yeah.
And if you get a miss at Yanagisawa, you can play the double on your next one, perhaps for 3. This is your safest way to 2 points, though. Looks like they had something cooking this end, but that's the problem with needing that multi-point score. You're one miss away from your whole plan kind of getting thrown out the window.
Yeah. So this might be close because he's got the hole sweeper going on it. Whoa, curling a lot.
As thin as possible, he got that.
I'll tell you, right? Yeah, I know.
See the reaction.
Yeah, came about as close to the 2 guards as you want to come, and then just about didn't even touch the other rock, but he did manage to make it. So as a result, that's about the best he could hope for, to be honest. They could have buried it behind, but it wouldn't have mattered. The other one's wide open. They were just going to hit that instead. So, hey, well done. Got a really good chance at his deuce. Just basically should have an open hit for the 2. Or almost open hit. This one could roll a little bit behind the guard, but certainly accessible. I did look up the word gettable back a while ago and a couple of bond spills ago because I found I used that word a lot and I didn't know if it was a word, but I looked it up and sure enough,
sounds real.
It is real. Yeah. It means exactly what we wanted it to mean. I thought maybe we might be using it, but it didn't mean that. But anyway, so open hit and stay here for Team Yamaguchi. Gizawa, just trying to hit it with that same weight he's been throwing all day long. Going to try to make a little bit of a roll. Going to roll a little too far, I think. Not called 100%, but probably did the job. It would have been. If he had stayed directly behind, though, it could have made for a little more difficulty on his last shot.
Yeah, sitting right behind those to throw a hack weight and stick across the center line, that would have been a difficult shot for sure. But
yeah,
those little hit and rolls, they're tough to make. And
they are, yeah.
Yamaguchi one up with hammer going to 7. I think they're happy with that.
Yep. So James Craik with an opportunity for a deuce here in end number 6. Obviously a big shot. They're all big shots for the skip shots usually in Bonspiels and in games, and particularly as your end game moves on here and you're down a few. You don't get a lot of chances. You got to make it when you get it. So we'll see how he gets along. Like the release on that better than the punch-out release, but Jake McDonald, just a heavy clean. And he's going to be right on the beacon. A very nice shot by James Craik. He will pick up his 2 here in end number 6. Craik will now trail by 1 without hammer, playing 7 when we come back after the break.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, for Players Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird, weekend, and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's walk.
So 2 ends to go here. Well, barring an extra end, 2 ends to go here, and a pretty tight affair in the opening draw of the 2025 Saville Grand Prix. Men's Spiel here at the Saville Community and Sports Center. As we said, it's on the campus of the University of Alberta here in Edmonton, Alberta. And it's an amazing facility, and we've had a number of events here, and always look forward to coming here. I'm sure the players do as well because the conditions are pretty much pristine to play. And Team Yamaguchi out of Japan leading James Craik out of Scotland 5-4 after 6 ends of play. Yamaguchi with Hammer here playing the 7th.
Yeah, Edmonton, just a good sports city in general. Like affordable accommodations, there's enough hotels, the facilities are really nice, and not just for curling, for a lot of different sports at the Saville here. It's a massive complex. All sorts of fun stuff going on in Edmonton.
We were in Leduc a few years ago for the CISs, the University of Curling, and that's a pretty amazing facility as well.
Yeah, the curling clubs in Alberta, that whole highway, between Calgary and Edmonton,
yeah,
there are a ton of curling rinks and really, really good ice makers.
Yeah,
all throughout there. It's a total hotbed of curling.
Good draw. So Craik got a couple of nice guards up there from lead Francisco. Dezana. Beauties, actually, just spread apart nicely. Yamaguchi did a good job of kind of taking them out of play for a shot or two. This is always difficult.
Yeah, this is a big shot. You got to keep your shooter in a usable position here.
Jake McDonald. As we mentioned earlier, the guys are going to have to really step it up here for the last 2 ends, particularly on the Craik side. They've got to make some good shots. Some rocks in the right positions. Not going to be easy, but this one looks really nice. Well swept again. So Yamaguchi now going to run that front one back, and it's always interesting. You usually put these guards up there, and the guys just wait for a chance to get rid of them. And that's one down, and now Craig still needs to figure out how the heck he's going to get to where he needs to be. It's a bit daunting when you look at it sometimes. You say, well, we're going to throw a guard up here. This is where for club curlers, or curlers that are not maybe, that are a long way below this level, but that know enough, but they don't always know a ton. And, you're looking at that if you're Yamaguchi and you've got 2 rocks in there, and their thoughts automatically say, let's just guard. Doesn't matter if they throw a guard, let's us throw a guard or whatever. They don't do that at this level, and understandably so. It'd be kind of neat if they did, but they don't, so. And that one's going to work out okay. Another peel. Really, he doesn't need to do anything spectacular here. Just keep making that single peel.
Yeah,
Two rocks he has in the
100%.
house are kind of protected.
This will be a waiting game. James will try to make something happen on his stones, I think. He's got to keep guarding until then.
Yeah.
He could try that in-turn tap again, get a yellow rock behind the tee line. Right now, they're in really good spots, those yellows. So it's a two-shot kind of thing. You'll have to move them around and then make a draw. So 2 shots needed, but not quite time yet.
Yeah. So guard going up once again. Well, they're doing a good job with the rock positioning this end, that's for sure. Fortunately, they're in a bit of a difficult situation, but Yamaguchi now look to peel that off.
I tried to make that one interesting.
Yeah.
We're just trading guards and peels. That's kind of trademark late game sort of thing. Both teams locked into their stance. One up with hammer, one down without. Both teams know exactly what they're after.
Yeah, James deciding pretty much that he just hasn't got the luxury of throwing any more guards here right now, and I would agree with that. Well, the guys are going to have a look at it. Probably a good idea. They're all going to have a look at it.
Yeah, why not? Respect for these teams. This has been a fairly fast game, a good pace, normal tour standards at this point. It's kind of 2.5 hours, so we're ahead of that pace.
Yeah, and we've been pretty critical this year on the teams for being so slow. So only fair that we switch it up now when they deserve it.
Credit where credit's due. Yeah, I have not been shy about shredding these teams for taking unnecessarily long amounts of time to play an 8-end curling game. The standard has slipped, and I don't know what's going to get it back, but it is a problem. If I'm James Craik, I think I'm making that in-turn tap right now. You can't leave it all for your 2 stones. Those 2 yellows need to move. They have to. So whether it's punching the top one out on the other side of the center line so you have like an inside roll, or whether it's just tapping them both back a little bit so there's something on the back of the button to draw to. I think it's got to happen right now. I know Yamaguchi's going to have a blast attempt, but the idea is at the end of that, there's something to draw to.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that, Rory. I think it's, and I like the idea of that back yellow. The yellow that's on the button, if I can get that just to the back of the forefoot, I'd be happy with that. And my red one would maybe sit on the yellow. That would be good enough for now, but you need that for sure. Can't throw it much harder, so you can't really move everything around, but you can at least get that much done. Fraser Swanston.
Probably just a little heavy, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit heavier than it needed to be, but I'm not quite sure now what we've got.
Yeah, yellow 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 1 and 3, pardon. Yeah, but you know what? They have tempted Yamaguchi into ignoring the guard maybe, which is a victory in itself.
Yeah. And the red that's just off the 4-foot is dead behind the guard, or almost dead behind the guard, so it's in pretty good spot. Is he looking at playing the double off the red one here? I assume. So he could make this very, very tough on Craik by making this shot. But there is also the potential to have not good things happen on this shot. So
For sure. There's just so many rocks left in the end. I feel like the center guard is their number one enemy. Gets one, just barely taps the second, and that was the risk.
Yeah.
So now Team Craik is just loving life. They've somehow convinced Yamaguchi to stop peeling.
Craik looking for a little gentle tap. Get to the inside a little tiny bit.
That's an option for sure.
Yeah.
If he does that, he's got to roll his. He's got to get to the nose of that thing because he doesn't want to leave a double on his shooter.
No, and that doesn't look very easy, but I'm sure that the way they snap in, especially in James's shots in this game, it will hook in there pretty good. If you can just get to, like you say, that 7/8 mark on the inside, he'd tap it back and kind of guard it by overlapping the yellow as well. So playing some kind of a tap here, and we'll see where it ends up. Probably needs a touch more than T-line weight. Probably needs just that back button, back 4 maybe for weight, but nothing more than that. I don't even know if he needs back 4. I think he needs a little more than just a foot tap. He's got to go a little further than that because he's got to get it to move. Anyway, we're going to see. And we will find out shortly if leaving that guard comes back to haunt him a little bit here, which it may well. Out-turn tap for James Craik. I don't think he's heavy. Gotta go.
Yeah. Definitely have to be shot at the end of this.
Yeah.
And do they just get it there? Not quite.
Man, that was almost perfect. If he has just one more foot of weight or so, or maybe even a little less than that, and still stays where the line is that he has, that could have been a great shot. Yamaguchi would have been able to come around on the interim, but, do you really want to do all that? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, just the biggest problem with that one, Jim, is to make it right, you have to get to the nose of your own stone, right?
Yeah.
Now that he did get it to the nose of his own stone and he's not shot, I don't think he's got anything on the outturn anymore.
No.
Like maybe if he could tap half of the top one and maybe that pushes the back red into shot stone. It's just not nearly as ideal. That was the shot to make. That was the shot the whole end was building towards for sure.
Yeah, I think Rory, I think you could get to basically the same spot he just threw it in, because he only has to move the red one, probably 2 inches or something. to be shot rock, so he might be able to get there and just kind of leave the shooter. But mind you, this is all assuming that Yamaguchi just doesn't even throw it. But if he doesn't, let's assume he threw it and didn't hit anything, then you could come down, tap that up, I think, and probably potentially half guard it or whatever. And I also don't know what these guys are playing right now. I don't think they can afford to guard here. I just don't really know that I get that. I don't know what this call is. We'll find out.
Looks like a tap on their own.
Yeah, that's would have been my guess by the way that everything was, but I just not seeing that. Oh, here it comes. It definitely not a guard. And you sneak it by the red. You will not. I don't know. I think Craik still has a chance to go tap, and actually he might be able to go tap and be out of the line of the yellows if he doesn't tap it too far. Could be a very interesting shot. Not sure what James is looking at there.
Yeah, kind of locked in now. That yellow goes backwards no matter how you hit it. But I think you got to leave that open for him. I think you still got to tap and get shot rock here.
Yeah.
Force is looking pretty good right now, though, is the good news.
Yeah, so the challenge becomes how hard do you go for get the one? Do you say, well, we have a great situation here to maybe steal one, tie this up?
The Force is looking a lot better, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Or do we play this maybe to steal one, but if it doesn't go right, the game might be over. It's a bit of a tough call. And the other question is, would you rather be down 2 with or 1 or even tied without? So I'm not sure which one you prefer there either. So probably down 2 with, probably in most cases, but.
Yeah, you get better chances tied without, like analytics would say.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a preference thing for sure.
Yeah.
With the no tick rule, I really like tied without. You just set up a steal. That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. James could hit the yellow and be shot rock after that, but boy.
Yeah, you could just whap the yellow and stay shot top 4. You know, leave him the kind of run triple.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get the back red, though, are you? Or do you think it would drag? You just need a tiny little bit of a drag. Or you're not going to be, or it's just going right by the red, which would be not beneficial. Yeah, I suppose you'd be shot rock, I guess. Maybe it is beneficial. Anyway, we'll see what he's going to do here. Not throwing it real hard.
See where he leaves his shooter.
Yeah, that's
you
going to
can see him signal that he wanted to punch the yellow to the back 8. Do they want the shooter right on top, or do they want to roll it off?
Yeah.
Well, they're okay with rolling it off, looks like. 1, 2, and that is a pretty good scenario, I would say. Pretty tough to score 2, and not that easy to score 1 either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a good effort for sure. Probably can see a quarter of the yellow. That's from probably that's all. You might be a tiny little bit more than that from the right-hand hack, from the right-hander's hack, but these guys are looking at, do we run the red guard back into there because we can hit it almost anywhere and probably have the yellow go.
I've been kind of trying to draw that one out in my mind, Jim. So I think the problem is the back red jams on at least one of those back yellows, doesn't it?
I don't know that it's going to hit the back red hard enough. It looks to me like it's not going to make that much contact with the back red. I think you'd leave. That's the one that's going to score your point.
Geez, if he could see any more of his own yellow, there would be like a board weight.
Yeah.
Like for 2.
Yep.
Yeah, good work from Team Craik here. They plugged away all end.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Keeping things alive, and a lot of made shots to send.
Just a reminder, everyone, to be sure to like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We want to keep bringing you the most curling we can across the country, especially you West Coast gang, because that's where most of our events take place. So he's going to run the red, obviously. Well, obviously, it seems to me obvious. He's running the red onto yellow. And I think he's hoping he'll score 2 here.
It's already over the center line, I think. Never mind.
Holy cow.
Those went pretty easy, Jim.
They did. I didn't see that happening, I got to confess. Yamaguchi.
On the high side.
Yeah, with a raised triple or so takeout, and ends up scoring 2. In end number 7, Craik got to feel a little bad about that. They played a pretty good end to end up giving up a deuce. But as we go to end number 7, Yamaguchi will have a 7-4 lead here at the Saville Community Center, and we'll be back right after the break.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
So back for the 8th and potentially final end here in our game between Yamaguchi and Craik, and a great shot there in the 7th that we haven't quite figured out yet, Roy. We weren't really expecting the rocks to fly the way they flew there.
Yeah, I hit the high side of it, which I was tempted into thinking would just transfer most of the momentum into the yellow, but it kind of spun that red enough that it clicked the next one, and everything left the rings.
Yeah.
So Team Craik has improved quite a bit over the course of this game. The last 2 ends have been really good for Team Craik. They didn't really get the reward in 7 there, didn't get their force, but I expect a good fight from them here in the 8th end. In the 6th, they worked pretty hard to create a deuce. They almost had a 3 cooking as well, so I think this will be an exciting finish here.
Yeah, 3's definitely never out of the picture if you can just get those first couple set up in the right place. You can give yourself a chance. That's all you can ask for. Hardest thing about that and would be just kind of getting over the fact you gave up 2 when I'm sure he felt like we're in really good shape here to just give up a single or score one of those, and then it turns right around. But you get past that part, you got an opportunity.
Got their first guard down the middle, Jim.
Yeah, different. See the guards moving around a lot more than we used to. I remember when we used to play, if you were trying to steal one the last end, every single guard you threw was exactly the same. Just threw them all right on the center line and hope somehow that was going to work. And back in the day, it probably worked a little bit better because there was different things happening. Well, they're calling timeout. They're just trying to get the coach to agree with this. They finally got him going, and Yamaguchi's going to take a little time out here just to make sure we're all on the same page how to defend this.
I believe that's Bob Ursel coming out.
I was thinking that when I saw him behind the glass, but I don't, I don't know Bob personally, but I've seen him enough to think that that's who it was.
A lot of trips to Japan under Bob's belt.
Yeah, I bet. Probably not a bad gig if you can get it, and you like to fly a long ways.
Yeah, those guys don't seem to give that one up very easy. Once they start working in Japan, it's they fall in love with it pretty quick.
Yeah. So after all that, let's see what they decided on.
They're going to try to punch this guard. That's what they seem to be lining up. Little corner guard tick.
That's pretty tough. You can't. You're still going to leave it on the corner. You're just not going to guard quite as much of the house. But
I think that's just more junk for Craik to use.
Me too. I'm a little surprised by this call. I would have been less surprised if he had just said, let's just throw it on top of the yellows again and give them one more rock to figure out how to get rid of. Or, well, you don't really want to move the center one because you don't want to put it on the corner. Anyway, different. I look at this as a practice shot for down the road somewhere. I don't know. Practice a big shot because I don't really get it.
Well, I mean, 5 rock rule, this 5th stone, the team without hammer, it's tough to know where to put it.
Yeah.
And I think this is asking a little too much.
You could throw this one away even if you wanted to be honest. It's probably not going to be very helpful when it's all said and done. So we can't hit very much of this. And that's probably going to be too much. And it is.
Yep.
So the equivalent of throwing it away.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thinking, Jim, is if you miss it, at least it's as if nothing happened. So throw it hard enough that you're going to almost guarantee, even if you make contact with too much of the rock, it's going to go out of play.
Yeah. Yeah. Only thing it does is hurt your percentages.
And takes 2 minutes of everybody's life away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sit here and wait for that all to go down.
Yeah.
It's like trying to draw the opponent offside in football,
Yeah.
Probably a waste of time. Might work, but
that's so annoying. I find that so annoying, that particular thing.
It's the worst.
Just like I haven't even know if I've seen it work. It probably worked once or twice when they first started to try to do it, but then when I got to the point where everybody everywhere on both sides of the ball know it, it's just like, just a waste of time.
Sports are trendy. People see something work and all of a sudden it takes hold and now everyone's doing it. You see that across every sport.
Yeah. So Team Craik now with a couple of guards to work with, down 3, a couple of yellow stones, which are a problem, but not enough of a problem to deal with it right now because you don't have that luxury. Playing a freeze in here for Jake McDonald. Might overcurl. It did, unfortunately. Got to where it's actually removable if they choose to do that. I would think there's a possibility of, it looks like he might run that front one, and he will.
And now the shots get a little more straightforward for Team Yamaguchi.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. James Craik might throw another guard up here.
Well, the key will be to somehow convince Team Yamaguchi to ignore a red stone at some point and try to make either a draw or something. Because right now they got 2 open hits, right? So that burns 2 stones. How in Yamaguchi's skip stones can you make his shot either more difficult or try to convince him to play something that isn't a hit? That's what James Craik is trying to figure out right now. And so, he's going to play a little unorthodox. He's going to try to, this looks like a call to guard the yellows. Could play a straight tap on the nose of those yellows.
Could, yeah.
You're probably watching Yamaguchi peel the corner after that. Or hitting the open one. Yeah. It's a tough look right now for Team Craik.
Yeah. Not exactly sure what they ended up with here. I think if I was throwing a guard, I'd be guarding the red just because if I guard the yellows, he peels the guard, he slashes in towards mine, and the other one's gone too. So, I don't know. He's only got 5 rocks to come. Or is they're still maybe not 100% sure what they're doing or just not 100% convinced that's the right thing to do yet, but they're getting there. Throwing a guard. Guard on something. Looks more like a guard on the yellows than the red, but
yeah, I think that's smart. Like I said, it's all about convincing Team Yamaguchi to stop hitting red stones. So if you're going to put your stone anywhere, it's probably in the place that's going to be the most tempting for Yamaguchi to think, oh, well, that's helping us. I doubt you'll trick them, but
yeah. Well, he's going to have what he wants when it's done if it doesn't go too deep. It curls a lot at the end when they put that big spin on, and then it just kind of comes up. But
it's actually not the worst spot, Jim. Like, I know it's a miss, but
yeah.
There's no double, and as of right now, you can't remove that one on the top 12, and hitting that outside red has a touch of risk.
Yeah, I think you're just running the top red into the other red, aren't you? Yep.
Yeah. I think I'd be hitting the open one regardless. Let myself roll out a little bit.
The open one, the one in the 8 foot?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Geez, it's not that open though, Roy.
You're right.
Just edge on edge.
You are correct. And ticking that top red would be a total disaster. So they're going with your call, Jim. 10 cents in the bank for you.
Oh, jeez. Feeling good. Friday. Yamaguchi, this one will have a little heat on it. Looking to maybe make the double. He has to catch that top one. Perfect spot to make the double, but he's going to be in the neighborhood of getting 1, and that's all. So it was going to be a tough double. I just figured he had to hit that one regardless if he made the double or not. So
yeah, one more rock goes away, and Team Yamaguchi gets that much closer to running Team Craik out of stones. So a good trade for Team Yamaguchi.
Just if you haven't looked, it is 4 pools of 5 in this event, so the teams will play 4 games. So certainly not out of it by losing your first game. If it happens that Craik does lose this game, then he's a long ways from being out of it, but it's always better to win than to lose in these kinds of things. So going around the corner now. He's working hard. The young guys have put in some effort in this one. Not going to get there, I don't think, is he?
That's not an acceptable miss at this point in the game.
No.
So that one surprised them. They the sweepers were not that panicked about it until about 2/3 of the way down. And sometimes those wings, teams are playing less and less to the wing these days. And it's the 8th end. It's hard to imagine that there would be any fresh ice, but I can't remember really any play over there so far this game. Could have been a rock. Could have been just the ice sort of getting a little, fudgy. It could have been a million things, but it tricked Team Craik anyway.
Yeah, I'm good. You're taking a little time to think about this one.
Yeah, where you roll this is important.
Yeah, because even though you might not think it at the time, there are ways that you might hit this, and you hit it a little bit on the center line side or something, and one of the yellows goes over partially behind the corner, and then the guy comes down, sits on it, and it becomes difficult to remove. So you do have to think some of that stuff out without just totally messing yourself up.
Yeah, the way the yellows are right now is really good for Yamaguchi. They can send that back any direction they want. They don't really want to change that. Yeah, see, I don't think that's a good thing unless they all still drag. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're looking at is if red were to start just drawing behind your pile of yellows, how many shots would it take you to get at that red? And if the answer is more than 2, it's not a good thing.
Yeah. Well, the first draw would have to be way back.
So the trouble here is if James wants to score 3, he can't just plug 3 of them behind those corner guards. He does have to move these yellows. So I think it's a situation here where they got to make like one hit and roll at least in this shot or James's next one.
Yeah, even though it sounds counterproductive to what you're trying to do, I think I agree with you because and the other part, you could come around the corner. You're right. You can't just pile 3 of them around there and say, well, that's good enough. You're probably not even counting 1, never mind 3. And even if you said, well, let's come around the center ones, we go way back to the back of the 8-foot, then you go back to the back of the 8-foot, and assuming somehow or other he doesn't hit any of them, I think you run out of room for the third rock. So, I'm not sure that he didn't have to move them either, and it would have had to be on that shot, obviously. But anyway, let's see. This looks like it could be a good one.
Yeah, this is the one free draw I think you could take if you so wanted to. Really nice sweep and nice throw. That's it's a great draw. Now for Yama,
I don't think you go anywhere near that, do you?
Well, you can't. You're not gonna be able to peel guards and have an open hit that way. So I think I'd forgive him for sort of giving up on these. Yeah, I don't even really know what this does for you.
No.
I know it seems a little crazy, but would you ever just draw 8-foot like open wing, like just put another one in there that James will have to remove eventually?
Yeah, I'm not against that. I think that you're going to peel this, and then I guess the thinking is that if he comes around, maybe the same shot, then maybe a little shorter run back on the red. But holy cow, I don't see you ever going there.
James has to start getting rid of these yellows eventually. I think he's got to start on his first one here. Yeah, I think this was more of a we don't really know what to do kind of call.
Yeah. Yeah. All we know is so often people say, well, you can't hurt yourself with it, so let's just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt they'll end up attacking that redstone on the wing regardless. So.
I think that what they just said there is a shot they have to make here. I think that you're going to have to. It's either that or maybe, Rory, you might come all the way around the yellows and get back to where I don't know exactly. You get back to almost where Buddy's broom is there and then say, okay, well, now we've got one behind there that you can't get. We've got one behind the corner that's hard to get. And if you do something really crazy, we might be able to blast the yellows and get rid of them all.
Yeah, and that's the key question, Jim. Can you get rid of those yellows without it jamming on your red on the wing? I think the answer is no. And you can see James kind of signaling with his broom. That middle yellow appears to be squirting right into that red on the side of it. Maybe it goes over top, and maybe you run that risk. But
so you hit the top yellow, roll behind the corner, but don't hit it with overboard weight, so that when the middle yellow does hit and roll towards your red, it doesn't go all the way over and take it out. So you end up with, what would you end up with? Number, 3, 4, or 4, 5 or something behind the corner, and then have to figure out how to make a triple or quad or something on the next shot. So,
yeah. Well, now Yamaguchi's called, I'm understanding it a little bit more because, Craik, his shooter is going to end up behind that corner guard. And now it's like a 5-foot run back instead of being unattainable. So
yeah,
makes a bit of sense, I suppose.
Yeah. So James Craik just kind of hanging on to that last thread of the rope sort of thing when you're hanging over the cliff somewhere, waiting for it to break or not break. But give him credit. Like you said, last end, this team has played much better the last couple of ends and maybe the last 3 or 4 ends. And, it might have a chance to make Yamaguchi at least have to throw this next one and with a little bit of risk.
That's a killer. That's game over right there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's needed that other yellow to squirt further into the 12-foot, and you'd have a breath. But nah, it's that red's wide open now. It's a hit for the win.
Yeah. So
in fact, it's right with how flat those yellow ones are, Jim. I don't even think he has to throw this.
Yeah, I know. I was sitting here thinking, you be careful with this because you don't want to do anything crazy here. Like I don't think they will, but anyway, Karuizawa here with his last shot in the 8th end, and will it prove to be the winning tally? It will. Played a great game. I think that guy pressed the heck out of me through the rock really nice. And Team Yamaguchi will come away with a 7-4 win over James Craik. Pretty good game, Rory. Not a bad game to watch, really. And like you said before, reasonably decent speed for the game. So we'll take that.
Absolutely. Two exciting teams. Look out for these teams on tour. These are top talents, and we had a great game today, Jim.
Yeah, for sure. I totally enjoyed it. Enjoyed doing it with you, Rory, again. And we'll be back a little bit later on. So for Curling Stadium, for Jim Nix, Rory McCusker, thank you all for taking this one in, and we will be back in a couple of hours with the next draw in the 2025 Saville Grand Prix here in Edmonton, Alberta. Bye for now.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.